well, this should be fun. And I was laughing because I was like putting this on and I was realizing how fitting for what I'm about to do. This is like this mini blanket that I'm wearing in my RV because I have to save my propane until we figure out a way to fill it because of Arizona propane. And here's the best part. Okay, so everything I say can be verified in one way or another. So if they go, no, I can. These are amateur little boys who run a cute little gas shop, and they're nowhere near a journalist, a real journalist, not fake news. There's plenty of that. So they're dancing with a guy who documents everything. They won't know who was here around me when I was on the phone at certain times. They don't know anything. So take your chances. So I'm just letting the area, and I got to say this sort of respectfully to the company from north to south, because I guess the one up north doesn't have near as bad as a rep, as I discovered. But still, what I found out from their management, maybe not so good. So I'm just going to let everyone know what is what and just make your own determination. But I would definitely highly question the authenticity of this Arizona propane in Tucson, because even though they like to deny it's a monopoly, it is kind of a monopoly, because regardless of what other companies have decided to or do not do, what trucks to take, how big the lots, whatever, they still are aware that right now nobody else is doing what they're doing. They're aware of it. If they think they're not, they're lying. They don't take it to the smaller RV parks, to the smaller RVs like mine, but they do. And so they know they're the only ones, so they kind of know that they can give us all the shit in the world they want, and if we don't like it, they can just kiss our ass. You don't have any other options unless you want to drive your vehicle. Some of us can't, or not right now. And so they do hold that monopoly, and they can argue, and people would easily see it. And in fact, if you're like young and you have some capital, why not start a business like that? Ship propane to these RV parks to help them save their trips or whatever, and put these guys out of business. Well, anyway, I think it'd be an easy get, because based on all the calls I made today, there's a lot of people in the Tucson area that do not like these guys. Oh, the rep. Didn't matter if it was a propane company or individuals that I was asking their opinion. Nobody digs these guys. It's bad. So anyway, I'm just saying this. All that happened was they deliver in my neighborhood on Mondays. Okay. The Sunday prior, on January 25th, I looked at my propane. I thought I had maybe enough, but it was pushing it. And we have a cold streak coming through. And I was kind of like, well, okay, maybe I should just get a top off. So I called them at 9:03 p.m., knowing I wouldn't get a hold of him, but they have an answering service that has been good, because they've left a message before and they did great on the weekend. So when I called, I asked, can I still get it put on the list for Monday the 26th? I need a top off just in case, because if it's going to be pretty cold, I don't want it to run out before next Monday. Yeah, the guy was great. Nice kid, everything. I'm like, okay, thanks, bye. So the next day I'm doing my thing. I come home like around 6:30 at night, when it's way past when they would be here, and there's nothing. So I call them back. I go, what the heck happened? They tell me they never got the message. I'm like, well, and I tell this district manager who ends up getting on the phone, representing the Tucson store, that I even took a screenshot. I have the phone call registered. It's recorded. It's like literally documented by the phone. It was over 3 minutes long. It was at this time of night at that number. Okay. So you are telling me you didn't get a call that you know of. No one told you anything. I said, well, I got this proof if you need it, whatever. He goes, well, I'm going to talk with them, the answering service, and if they cop to it, they'll pay us the $150 emergency fee. Nice grift, by the way. And but if not, you'll have to pay it. I'm like, well, why would I pay for it? I ordered it in time, like you were told. It's like, what? Well, you'll have to see. Okay, but I was very specific. I have a screenshot. I can show you that the call went through. It didn't just hang up. So This is when it gets good. He calls me the next morning on the 27th and basically starts the conversation by saying, well, I called with them and there's no one called in. Not the way you would handle that, especially when somebody told, I have proof I called in. You would say something, well, we talked to them, they're saying this. However, you said you have a picture. You try to figure it out. You don't say, there was no call that came in all weekend. I could prove it with this. Duh. I even sent the screenshot to him. What an idiot. And so but like when here's where he said it. This is where it just gets dumb. So he goes, they're saying there's no call went through all weekend. Here's my reaction. Ready? Bullshit. Or that's bullshit. Sir, don't you cuss at me. Now I'm thinking one thing, saying another. I'm thinking I wasn't cussing at you. I was saying the comment the other people allegedly told you is bullshit. It had nothing to do with you. Duh. And then I'm thinking to myself, I tell him, so what am I supposed to do? Like, have you called me a liar and I can't defend myself? And he said before, you don't be cussing at me or I'm going to cancel your contract in the middle of winter. Awesome. And I'm going, and then when I said that thing about, you're calling me a liar, I can't defend myself, we're canceling your contract, and he hangs up on me. It's true. I'm going, wait, huh? It would be like me saying this wall is ugly, and I'm sitting next to you, and you go, how dare you say that about me? I was looking at the wall. I was talking about the wall, not you. So I call their regional office. I have a decent conversation with this guy, Mike, or whatever, Michael. I don't even know what the fuck his name was. He seemed all right. I sent him the screenshot. He said, yeah, you could see the call went through. Thank you. All right, let's get back to me. I do my day. By the end of the day, I get a call. Well, we talked about it, and we're just going to stay with the original decision. What? So now they allegedly believe me that the call, this is unbelievable. Now they're saying, we believe the call went through, but it was how you handled it. What? Your guy comes at me and says, there's no call was made when I told him I had a screenshot. But he's already like on this. Oh, that didn't happen. But I still was like, that's bullshit. Like just the statement he was allegedly informed, the statement itself is bullshit. It's a lie. But I wasn't calling him. I wasn't saying anything about him or his person. It was just the statement itself is bullshit, and they cancel it. And for this idiot regional manager to say, we're sticking with it because of the way I handled it. What about firing him for the way he handled it? I have never in all of my business years, ever, and even in my manhood years, heard a little boy like this older guy, crap his pants because I react to a statement that's so BS and so CYA that I'm not allowed to say that's bullshit, and you cancel when you know it's like you're the only place in town? Okay. So this is a problem. So when they do that, and by the way, I'll say it right now, don't you think it's a little weird that a guy would be that butthurt? Now, the only other reason would be if you're like your mom and dad or your family or your girlfriend, boyfriend, your child, and you called one of those people they're liars or this. Okay, you might stick up for them. That's the close circle. That's like when you get understandable, even if it's not justifiable. And so what, is he related to this guy or this young guy? Or was he shacking up with him on the side? I don't know. Why would you get so mad at that? Why? Or the other reason, you're the one that actually screwed up. You'll swallow the 150 if you admit it because they didn't do it and I did what I could do. And so you're trying to lie and grift me. Because he got so butthurt. It was unbelievable. I've never seen someone so offended by a statement directed at someone but them. I thought this woke culture we had was bad. My God. Whoo, boy. Where they're just, oh, God, you're offending me for breathing. But to be that, I mean, I see people virtue signal all the time getting mad. Oh, my God, you said that. Or you talk about those people like this. Like, shut up. But to be that mad at probably something you don't even know, and I'm just going, what you're hearing is bullshit. Like, that's bullshit. Unless you said it. All I'm gonna, and when that manager go, I lit up. I was trying to be like, what are you talking about? I'm like, why are you citing? You're wrong. You just, how I reacted. I'm allowed to react in a tone of, that's BS. Well, you have, it's common sense. You don't swear. I'm like, oh my God, it's 2026. Gross a pair. Swearing is, I think, and I think most people do, is only really bad if you're doing it at somebody directly. It would be like saying if somebody would like almost got hit by a foul ball, like a line drive at a baseball game, and went fuck, and then this person, ah! Why would you be that offended? It wasn't even directed. It was just a reactionary word, right? So that's kind of what he did. He just got all pissed, not directed at him at all. Should have been. I'm betting it. But for this district manager to be like, how I handle, you guys are actually allowing you guys to either lie or accept the lie. I've got the proof. Now you're saying you do know I got the call, but now it's how, first it was, wait, I didn't make the call. Now you know I did, but we're still holding on to it because of how you reacted. Got it. So before it was because there was no call that went through and I stood up for that. Now it's, oh shit, we figured out that the call probably went through and one of us screwed up, but because we have to save face, we're terminating the contract. Guys, if you want to work for these pieces of shit, I think good luck to you. Everything I said is verifiable, trust me. They know it and I know it. And I've already told them, once I get done with all this stuff, I'm going to try to get as many people to be aware of this. We have to stop these gangster wannabe run by nobodies companies all over the country. They're the ones destroying this land because they have dumb people in government that let them do it. But the problem is you all just don't get it. The people who run Arizona Propane, not the brightest. There's a lot of people running these businesses, not the brightest. Good Lord. Why are we taking it? It's not just me. Don't be like, oh, he's the guy. No, there's going to be plenty of you who go, God, I went through this or something very similar where they try to gaslight you. I'm too educated to be gaslit by a bunch of redneck dumb shit. Sorry, not going to happen. So you guys need to I think really evaluate how we approach things, record everything. It's helpful. And just don't take shit and be knowledgeable about some of the basic laws. They're probably good. I could see now we're going to file a protection order against him for what? Oh, yeah, I sent the district manager here in Tucson a box of diapers, adult diapers, female adult diapers. Yeah, I think that was the girl on the cover. Yeah. So that's probably going to be like, ooh, for them. Good luck with that. Wouldn't it be cool if I could say all this to a judge? How embarrassing would that be on public record? Yeah, I said, that's bullshit. And I sent them diapers because I was really concerned he might pee his pants. Like you would have problems with it. I didn't know who I was dealing with. A senile old man, a 2-year-old, or maybe someone, I don't know, it's trans, I don't know. So, yeah, I mean, I can see it now. I mean, you're that weak. But yeah, you're probably doing it. So, like I said, just be really careful. I would not deal with them, but do what you got to do. If you believe me, you believe me. If you don't believe me, that's up to you. But I'm not someone who's got a reputation for lying. Let's put it that way. So be good, stay healthy, and maybe when I get done with everything, and depending on how things go, I might try to put them out of business. Have a good day.